Good morning and welcome again to Morning Devotions. Thank you again so much for our time together. Well, it's a nice, relaxing week. You're having a great time with your families. Let me encourage you to get a little jump start for January. We've challenged all of our leaders to read through the New Testament in 30 days. We call it the 30-day challenge. Just read through the entire New Testament in the month of January. Now, you can get a jump start on it right now, so let me encourage that you do so because January tends to be a very busy month. As we finish out the Bible for this year, I want to focus most of our studies through the end of the year in these little minor prophets that nobody likes to read. Now, there's some incredible truth in here. As we go through chapter 6, we'll get into the study of the two witnesses, the two olive trees that produce oil in the last days. And that's a great study about the two great witnesses of God during the Great Tribulation. But we'll get into that in our Friday night eschatology studies in the main services. Today, for our devotional thought, I want us to look at just a simple thought. In chapter 6, verse 15, God says, "Those who are far away will come and help to build the temple of the Lord, and you will know that the Lord Almighty has sent me to you. This will happen if," and you need to circle that word if you diligently obey the Lord your God. This will happen if. A prophecy will come true if you diligently obey the Lord. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, we look at prophecy and we think that prophecy is something that is just definitely going to happen. That God said it, therefore it's going to happen. And I see a lot of people running around the world today prophesying things. And, I have no problem with some of it, but I have big problems with others of it. I don't believe in personal prophecy. I don't see that as the New Testament office of a prophet to control people's lives with prophecies. The New Testament office of a prophet is very different. But whatever prophecy we're talking about, whatever it is that God shows your heart, things that he promises to do for you, things that he promises to do for your future, don't think that because of the grace of God, it's just going to happen. You and I need to understand God has always been a God of grace, but God is also a God of justice. And God says, I'm going to do this great thing for you if you will diligently obey me. Now, please forgive me, but there are people that have taken the grace of God and, as Paul said, turned it into a license for immorality. When God makes a promise to you, there are some conditions on it, and one of those conditions is obedience. This is called conditional fulfillment of prophecy. If you will fulfill these conditions, if you will walk in obedience, God said, I will do this great thing for you. Now, please forgive me, and I don't want to put any condemnation on you, but I do want us to be honest with our hearts. Sometimes we think that God has failed us. God did not fail us. God didn't keep his promise. God does keep his promises. But God looked at you and recognized you're not going to walk in obedience. If you want the blessings of God, please forgive me. We're not trying to earn our salvation or something. But if we want the promises of God, we do need to obey. If we want God to do what he promised to do in our lives, we need to live a life of obedience.